Paul Earl has asked, were you aware just how over you were prior to the 90s heel turn? The WrestleMania 6 pop matched the Warriors. Do they feel they were, or do you feel, sorry, it's actually written to both of you, but do you feel you're cast aside for the Legion of Doom?
Yes. Yeah. I think that Vince, and I'm not, and it's not only in our situation. At that time, the powers that be, and the power that be was Vince, was never satisfied. I mean, he wasn't satisfied with Hogan. He wasn't satisfied with Savage. He wasn't satisfied with Demolition. He wasn't satisfied, a number of people. So we don't take it as a vicious strike against us. But I do think that we were well received by the fans. And I always equate it, there's millions and billions of Chinese. And there's some Demolition Chinese fans. There's some LOD Chinese fans. And there's some Chinese fans that don't give a shit about either team. So, yeah, I mean, they had their following. We had our following. It's just nice to be compared because they were good friends of ours, closer to Barry than I, but I knew both of them when they first started. I was in Georgia when they both came in, and they were both greener than grass. And they wanted to learn. And throughout all of our careers, we crossed paths in Japan and in different territories. And I think when they were interviewed, they never held anything against us, and we certainly didn't against them. So it's just nice to be compared. And when we're compared with all kind of teams like the Rougeaus or the Dudleys or the Bulldogs or Strike Force or Arn Tully, it's just nice to be compared. It's nice to be in that group. Nice to be remembered. Good company.
I think you said in an interview prior that I've seen that you, when the Legion of Doom come in, you're paired together right away, pretty much.
Yeah, too quick.
Exactly. Well, that's sort of what I was getting at. How would you have booked it differently? Was it something that should have been built up, for months on end, the two strongest teams in the WWF kind of thing?
Well, I think they had mentioned it years ago as well. You got Demolition and you got Legion of Doom, Road Wars. They changed the name Legion of Doom. There again, probably for marketing rights and so forth like this. It should have been at least 6 months, 8 months, probably a year. We could have been battling teams. They could have been battling teams and anticipate. At least could have gone from one WrestleMania to the next WrestleMania. And it didn't. They threw it together. And I used to equate it to where they had Flair finally came in to WWF against Hogan. They threw that together right away. And once the ketchup's out of the bottle, you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. And once the ketchup's out of the bottle, plop, it's out. You can't push it back in. So we could have waited a lot longer. And Barry says the same thing. I know that Joe said the same thing years later. Yeah, it was too fast, too quick. But there again, somebody says, well, all this is going to be great. It wasn't great. We didn't have good chemistry in our matches. It wasn't anything against them. We just didn't have good chemistry. For some reason, they felt that they had to be a little stronger than us. And we didn't feel that way. We felt, well, hell, if Andre could sell, anybody can sell. You got to get the people behind you. If Andre's there and the Mass Superstar is beating the crap out of him, and the people saying, come on, Andre, come on, Andre, come on, Andre. And all of a sudden he's getting up. We're controlling the fans. But if I'm going against Andre and everything I do to him, boom, boom, boom. Come on, let's finish this match. It's boring. Follow me?
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
So they were what, like 8 years or something like that as a team by the time they got to you in the WWF. Did they ever fully grasp that end of the business in the sense of you've got to be in peril at some point to get the fans behind you, or did they just always think that the best way to go was just run through?
I couldn't speak for that. I think they were successful with what they were doing. They were successful all over the world. They were getting paid great. Uh, it's not that they couldn't work, you know. Um, I don't know. I mean, you unfortunately can't ask them. So